bakfiets, front loaders, or as I like to call them, bucket bikes. There are many like it, but this one's mine. Now, this one's called an Urban Arrow. With the bucket in front, you could replace nearly all of your inner city trips that you would do with the car. On this 3-hour tour, I will go through every inch of this bike. Let's start with the throttle, see what makes it special. The little man on the bike right here. He goes up and down. Uphill, downhill.
Boo!
Uphill,
boo!
Downhill.
Get on with it. Enough of that soy boy machine.
As I was saying, up
You can't take your
and
family
down.
to Walmart on that old bike. Besides, my yearly driver license fees and gas tax pay for the roads you bike on.
I mean, well, if that were true, then why would the government need to inject billions into decaying infrastructure? But I digress. As I was saying,
Oh, my
and down.
four-wheel off-road
Up.
vehicle works well on these bike lanes.
I was trying to ignore you. But if you actually cared about financing, you would know that taxpayers, whether they have a car or not, are actually paying for the road. But currently only your truck is using it. Also, gasoline is subsidized by Uncle Sam, making you the moocher.
This flatbed truck's for real food shopping, not for dumb old tofu and kale.
First off, kale is not only delicious, it's also good for... You know what, I think I'm done. How about I just show you how I food shop? First, to plan my route. To get from this tree icon to this croissant icon takes about 18 minutes by bike. It also takes 18 minutes by car. Usually car is a little faster, but today is free hoagie day, so traffic is very, very tight today. Anyway, I go to this Trader Joe because it has a bike rack right in front of the store. I wonder if I got enough bread. Now for the fun part. Packing this thing up and planning my route back home. So, I'll take Market Street east, and I'll take Chestnut as well. Market Street is one of the most beautiful bike lanes in the entire city. You'll see in a sec. Protected bike lane, bollards, parking on the side. You really feel nice and secure on this thing. I also wanted to point out some of the hazards I face. Take a look at the car on the right. He'll pop up any second. His head is buried in his phone. He crosses a red light. Luckily he stops himself, but the green light was for cyclists only. But on a lighter note, I want to talk about Market Street as a whole. Take a look at this informational pamphlet from the Vision Zero program in Philly. This is before 2018. That lady on the right-hand side biking is really, really brave. No bike lanes at all on this, one of the most dangerous streets in all of Philadelphia at the time. Take a look at the after conditions in 2018. Just a simple lines, but it's a protected bike lane, which is a big improvement. Now I want to show you what it looks like now. This bike lane really brings a tear to my eyes, in the best way possible. Protected bike lane, bollards, protected further by parking. It's safe for almost anyone to use. You can even take your kids on. Which I do, by the way. Here we are last Halloween doing some costume shopping. You can see the little pumpkin in the back of my bike. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, this arrangement is considered one of the most safest arrangements for bicycles widely used in America and in Europe. Look at that. Those who know me know I am an accountant, so let's get into the numbers for fun. As a direct result of the changes in 2018, pedestrian comfort in crossing the street has increased by 37%. The increase in numbers of people riding bicycles increased by 21%. From 2012 to 2016, 154 people were injured in 140 crashes along Market Street. Fast forward to the most recent data available. From 2016 to 2020, 40 people were injured. 4 seriously injured. I don't need to be an accountant to tell you that these percentages are, in fact, remarkable. This quote-unquote experiment has been so successful that a two-way bike lane will also connect in Market Street. Now back to the main video of me complaining about almost being crushed. What happened was that the distracted driver in the gray car saw another car cross the red light, wasn't paying attention because his nose was in his phone, and almost made a left turn on me, without signaling, I might add. We're now on Chestnut Street, shown on the graphic below. What I love about this block is that it goes straight through the city. You can stop at all the shops the city has to offer. Hey, some cops on wheels, that's cool. Now, there's no real bike lane in Chestnut Street, but it's a shared bus lane that bikes are allowed to bike on. It's amazing what a little red paint can do, because look at all the cars, for the most part, that they are respecting the lane, and I can cruise through without any problems. Bikes can get through, but buses, they're not doing so well. 20,000 violations. That's the number according to SEPTA, that the amount of violations of people parking on the bus lanes. Now, no tickets were actually given out as a result of this study. It was just to see how many people are blocking the bus lane. But here's a heat map that shows the congestion at Chestnut. This is the street we're currently on, and I can attest that traffic does get kind of bad, but again, big improvement since the bike lanes / bus lanes were painted. Just want to point out that this red paint on the bus lane is a relatively new experiment. Here's an article from 22. So I don't have the statistics to recite right now, but stay tuned. Now, one of the counterpoints that I hear constantly being thrown around about America's car-centric nature is that it's always been that way. That cars are as American as apple pie and good old-fashioned racism, but it's not the case. Take a look at this photo of Chestnut Street from 1975. If you told me this street was somewhere in the Netherlands, I would no, you know what? I wouldn't believe you, but it's pretty close. Notice the mid-block crosswalk. Nowadays, crosswalks are at the end of the block, but in most European cities, and I guess Philadelphia back at the time, crosswalks were both at the end and in the middle. If you're not familiar with the mid-block crosswalk, I don't blame you. America got rid of almost all of them to make way for more car parking. It's a method used in European cities still to this day that allows pedestrians to shop at all the stores, not just the ones located by a crosswalk. It makes it much easier for people to go around and shop, because people do the shopping. Cars don't. Also from the 70s, take a look at the sidewalks on each side of the street. They're massive by today's standards. There's no car parking allowed here. I wonder what's going on here. To me, it looks like a couple kids got caught skipping school. To be young again. Now, I'll just pipe down for a couple seconds, allowing you guys to enjoy the view. Hey, it's me again. Did you miss me? Well, the reason why I drew a sad face on this map is because we have just approached Death Garden Street. I mean Spring Garden Street. I haven't spoken about numbers or statistics in like 10 seconds. I'm dying to talk about it. Let's get into it. Before these beautiful bike lanes were installed in 2018, Philly had the worst rate of traffic-related deaths per 100,000 residents. According to Road Safe USA, 55% of the people killed in these crashes were in motor vehicles, 41% were pedestrians, and 4% were cyclists. Another way to think about this is that vehicles were 100% the reason why 45% of people going about their business were killed. I feel like there's a car crash on Spring Garden every day, and some are deadly. But it doesn't have to be that way in Spring Garden. Take a look at this rendering of what Spring Garden Street should look like in a couple of years. This is on the website from the Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia. Now, this to me looks like modern day Netherlands. Spring Garden today is a 1,000-lane monstrosity that cuts this city in half. But it doesn't have to be that way. Thanks to the concerted efforts of various political organizations that I myself are included in, we're making Spring Garden a better place. This is a report released by the city stating how much money Spring Garden is going to get. According to my calculations, like $17 trillion. I don't know, but it sure is a lot of money. So, moral of the story is, yes, I can get groceries, and yes, you can make a change to the Philadelphia biking landscape. Let's bike together sometime.